الشوق يبقى في اغتراب فطير في الحياة من الصحاب ومن يأمنك يا دنيا الدواء.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام خاتم النبيين وبعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of God be on all of us. Welcome to another episode of Many Religions Uplifting Communities, or many NGOs and many NPOs uplifting communities. We have a very another interesting NPO working in the community from Westbury. We have Sister Amanda in the studio, and Baul, let's welcome Sister Amanda. Welcome to our program, Many Religions Uplifting Communities, or many NPOs uplifting communities. Sister Amanda is from an organization in Westbury. I will let Itani, tell us more about. He arranged you all to come here, but the name of the organization is Women of Vision.
Yes.
Is that it, Itani? And they are restoring dignity and respect to children, young women, and the elderly, those who are vulnerable due to abuse and abandonment within the community in Westbury, South Africa. So over to you, Itani.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sheikh. Women of Vision is an organization that was created in December 1996. It has been in existence and operating ever since. It is run by women in Westbury. The objective for the organization to be created was to counter the challenges that the community in Westbury was facing, and the women were bearing the brunt. When a child dies, it's the women that cry. When there's crime, it affects the women. When there's unemployment, at the end of the day, it is the women that was provide food. So the women of Westbury came together and created this organization. It has been operating, now it's 29 years that has been operating, run by the same women, well, with new ones coming in. I'm definitely sure that Amanda is one of the ones that joined along the way. It focuses on different programs. It focuses on education, focuses on food security, it focuses on drug abuse and as well as abuse. So it is a broad organization, and it is broad because the challenges are many.
So, from what I hear, Itani, I mean, you all are working within your community there.
That's correct.
Westbury.
That's
You're working in your community.
Yes.
With all these projects.
Yes, we are.
So you got so many projects here, and one of the projects let's start from the bottom and go up.
Okay.
You've got this daycare center, an aftercare center you are running.
Yes.
Just tell us briefly what you do there.
Okay, so we have grade R's, children with the age from 4 or even from 3 that comes in. They start at about 6 o'clock, between 6 and 7 they come in. The parents will leave them. And then they will have we'll have a ring session, which is prayer and it's singing, because children are familiar with singing, so that we can restore their confidence.
Yes.
By doing that. And then they have a break, and then they'll have some.
So till what time is your grade R, the school? It ends up at
1 o'clock.
Okay, so then you got an aftercare center.
Yes.
And what does that entail? What does that?
The aftercare center is where kids come and that's at school, they get assisted with their homework and reading. Reading is important, so we have a variety of books in the center where they are taught and they assisted with reading.
Is it the bigger kids now?
The bigger kids.
They come
and the younger ones, yeah.
They come where? They come from after school?
They come from after school.
And from what time to what time?
It would be most probably, school comes out 2 o'clock, quarter to 2, so it will be most probably say about from school comes out up until say 5, 6 o'clock.
Is that so?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, ma'am, please tell me, we're talking of specifically Westbury.
Yes.
Where we have just recently, we had a case where 2 teenagers were killed, and definitely school children. Now you are speaking of an after-school children, where school children come to your center. What type of challenges do you face with these learners that are coming to the center? Do you face any challenges, or you have been gaining progress in terms of whatever challenges that the community faces?
Look, the challenges that we face is drugs. Drugs is a major problem there. But we have had those that comes, we have a lot of success there.
So you'll have a drug program.
No, we don't. We
So
don't have.
what do you do with the drug program?
No, we don't personally have a drug program.
But in your area,
Yes, we would refer. We would refer people like.
who's doing drug in your area?
Yes.
Who does, which organization is doing the drugs?
I don't have the details of that right
But
now.
there is someone.
But there is people yes, that does that.
Okay.
So we personally don't do the drug programs. We just say that to assist those. Like there's a lot of children that comes to our program that whose parents are on drugs.
Okay.
So we're trying to show the children an alternative from that they can make a better. There is something better for them. So and that's where we step in with the aftercare, so that there is a safe space for them to be after school and also to be assisted, because children that who has parents that is on drugs, they don't assist their children with
They are
homework.
neglected. The children are neglected.
Yes, so they come there and they find that we are very
You see,
successful.
Itani, there's something I picked up from Amanda, and this is, I hope the viewers out there are making note of this point. You know, we have South Africa, has got one of the lowest literacy and numeracy rates in the world. You know, although from the primary and secondary level, our country, the children at school have got the lowest literacy and numeracy rate. Now here, Amanda's organization, although it's called Women of Vision, but they have got an aftercare center where they're encouraging children to, school-going kids to read, the literacy part of it. So that's quite interesting. You know, that you have got a program where they come after school and you are encouraging them to. Children don't want to read anymore. You know, they're too busy with the WhatsApps here, watching on the internet. So I think that's a very something. How successful is that? We got a very yes. Is it working? How many?
Yes, we have said we have children that's gone to varsity.
Okay.
We also assist with for children that wants to go to varsity. So we get sponsors and to do
so you
that.
see them through.
Yes, to see them through.
Well, here we have it. You know, something interesting. Here's a community-based organization, Women of Vision, Women Power. Right? Women are doing something in their own community, and you can do it as well. So yes, we're going to go further with this discussion. So keep it locked down. We'll be back after the break.
الشوق يبقى في اغتراب فقير في الحياة من الصحاب ومن يأمنك يا دنيا الدواء.
Welcome back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of God be on all of us. Yes, we have just been joined by another of the organizers and members of Women of Vision. Her name is Angela. Welcome to the program, Angela.
Thank you so much.
So we've got Angela and we've got Amanda here. Amanda, we were busy with you. And I was very interested also, I was very impressed you're doing some literacy books for the aftercare, but you also have an orphanage program. So what are you doing in terms of orphans? I see you mentioned that.
Yes, so there's child-headed households that we supply them with.
You still have child-headed houses?
There
You mean
is,
there
yes.
is child, there's
There
no
is.
adults there?
There is, and then we get we have the Sophie, who is the founder of the foundation, who then find like a social worker and refer and get someone that's like a mother figure to look after those orphanage children.
You see, viewers, here you can see this program. Many religions, many NPOs, many individuals uplifting communities. That's what this program is all about. We mentioned one of the challenges South Africa has as a nation, is that you have children, siblings are bringing up siblings because parents are either absent physically, they're not there, they're on drugs, they whatever. But there's a woman of vision have a program for that. But Itani wanted to ask you also about.
Yes, you touched on the issue of literacy.
Yes.
South Africa has one of the highest rate of illiteracy in the world.
Correct.
Not only illiteracy. Sheikh, there's research that was made to prove that kids from primary school, in lower primary school, cannot elaborate on what they've read. They can read, but cannot elaborate outside of reading what it is that they are reading. But mine is focusing on the adults or the older youth.
Yes.
With the ABED program. How is it running? How did it start? And how far is it? How successful has it been?
It's successful. It's been now for a couple of years that it's been running. It's 2 subjects. It's 5 days a week, 2 subjects per night. It's been run.
So it's a daily program?
Yes, at night.
They come daily?
At night.
Okay.
It's at night. But also there's teachers involved. There's teachers that runs the program, the lesson shears for them, so it's quite successful. Wow. And they enjoying it. So there are adults that didn't have the opportunity when they grew up, and they realize now that they need that.
So what language are you teaching?
English.
English.
English. Okay. And I focus a lot also on language because of the illiteracy.
Well, you look, women of vision,
Recording in progress.
I think they're doing a lot of. Here's an example of a Westbury community-based organization, and Itani took the trouble to source them out and brought them on the program. Now we're going to speak to Angela, and she's handling some food security issues, and in the Westbury area. So tell, for the benefit of the viewers, what do you mean by food security?
Well, thank you for this opportunity, firstly, and just to indicate, it's a whole systems approach. How can you learn if you're hungry? So Women of Vision is one of the organizations that belongs to Fast Forward SA food program, where food that has been taken off the shelf gets redistributed to organizations to feed the community and benefit. We feed children, we feed orphan and vulnerable households or child-headed households overseas, and we also feed people, the elderly in the community, to bring in dignity and to make sure that in high poverty areas where food is one of the last things on the table. But because organizations fundamentally can't, depend on funding in particular, we've taken a project into our own hands for future sustainability toward food security. One of the projects we started this year is a circular economy project that is held at the Pirates Sports Club, where food waste from the neighborhoods and from restaurants is regenerated into healthy compost. So this really increases the nutrients availability in food gardens, and we're starting to plant this year. So with natural gardens, obviously it will grow, and fundamentally we will channel this back into Women of Vision alongside the food packages to increase our footprint and feed more households.
So this, you went a bit fast there. When you said, what was the name of that project? You're going to collect the waste.
Food waste in
from
particular.
Where?
From
the area.
Right. So
how
initially we wanted to set up a garden in Westbury, but with high crime, it was very difficult to come in and out of the community. So fundamentally, it's a larger community project that's set up in Greenside at the Pirates Sports Club, where I have a site where the restaurants on site,
Okay.
community, neighborhood, the surrounding neighborhoods, residents in the neighborhood come together in a very efficient, contained bucket system. It's called a bucket digester, where you ferment food waste with bokashi, which is a Japanese word that says fermented organic waste. So the importance of utilizing organic waste, food waste, mixed in with organic waste to be put back into the earth. Absolutely. This then enables healthier soil, right? It's diverted from landfill, and so we plant food gardens.
So there's what you are saying is, instead of throwing that into the bin,
100%.
you created an awareness and telling the restaurants and all the families, don't throw your waste away. Bring it. Where's the collection point? Were you at that? What you said?
At the Pirates Sports Club. Absolutely.
Sports Club. So it all comes the daily.
Absolutely. Well, your bucket system can last a month. Daily, we're on site regenerating soil and making sure that food waste is not wasted, going through to landfill. So it's a whole systems approach. And the vitality of the soil and the nutrient-rich density of the vegetables that we plant then get feed back into the SA Food Forward program through Women of Vision to increase the amount of food that we can serve to the community.
So where do you do the planting?
The planting is at the Pirates Sports Club as well. So there's land that has been given to us through partnership with Women of Vision. I know that Pirates Sports Club loves Women of Vision and has been a partner for a long period of time.
So
that's where we do our fundraising.
So while I'm at it, although viewers, you're going to keep your pens ready for the last segment, because you're going to contact details of Amanda and Angela to get details about this, because people will want to know how they can start this, Itani. I mean, there's another interesting project. My wife is at home, is very particular about that, about waste throwing, getting it, and we got our own garden. But keep it locked on. We're going to go for a break, and then when we come back, we're going to, talk more about this food security.
الشوق يبقى في اغترابي فقير في الحياة من الصحاب ومن يأمنك يا دنيا الدواء.
Welcome back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be on all of you. And we are in the last segment with a very interesting discussion on women of vision from Westbury. Many times Westbury is for the wrong reasons in the news, but here you can see the good work that is being done. But we're talking now to Angela about food security.
Yes, about food security. Angela, you mentioned that you collect food that has reached the shelf life.
Correct.
That you distribute. Please elaborate more on how that is done.
So Women of Vision actually subscribes, we pay about 500 Rand a month to Food Forward SA, which is an organization that facilitates the delivery of shelf, food that has been redistributed, taken off the shelf.
It's in other words, it's nearing its expiry date.
Absolutely. Which is really amazing, I think, in South Africa, and there's a global movement toward understanding how much food we waste. And I think the understanding that why are people hungry? It doesn't make sense. So that's one part of redistributing food. And then we package it at Women of Vision in Westbury, and we have a team that makes sure that child-headed households, the elderly, everybody who needs food receives a package. But of course, there's only so much you can do. So to facilitate a long-term sustainability and grow our footprint in Westbury to be able to feed people without relying on donors, we've now started the project of planting food gardens. I think the important part of this in the empowerment of Women of Vision is, yes, we rely on funders. We rely on the individual to give back and pay forward. However, for sustainability, we do what we can to think about the greater picture and not just sit with open hands. It's a project of dignity.
So
and just to add, to finish, the importance of possibly decentralized food gardens, I think, is inevitable. We understand, the carbon emissions, the transport of food waste. It is so critical to decentralize food waste and make sure that healthy vegetables are distributed locally. Nobody should not have a place of food. at least per day.
Yeah, so very interesting. You are bringing two concepts here, Itani. One is you are getting products that are almost expiring and to come to you. What's the name of that organization you're saying you got to register to? You pay 500 rands a month.
It's Food Forward.
Food
SA.
Forward.
Absolutely.
It's a local body.
It's a South
Anyone
African
listening
body.
here, the viewers can subscribe to that.
I'm sure they have a process, and I'm sure there are many organizations on the umbrella, but yes, indeed, they can apply individually to them.
Number two, what you're saying, you got these gardens that are running. Now, there has been this concept all along by many NPOs in the country, one church, one garden, one home, one garden. Is that what you are promoting in Westbury? Or you doing it at that sports stadium, or you're encouraging individual homes to do that? Gardening.
Well, ultimately, the bigger picture would be for individual homes to encourage this. But as you understand, there's a lot of education, rehabilitation, and motivation needed within a community that is poverty-stricken, right? To break that cycle, we have more interventive ways of creating the food gardens and then aligning a training program. For example, not only the food gardens, but 10% of the commercial aspects of people involved in this Pirates Compost community will get projected back into Women of Vision. And one of them is to start an Enviro Kids Club. So there's a cross-pollination of bringing kids out of a community that is isolated within poverty, educating them on the necessity of people and planet, and the innovative ways of job creation through creating gardens, through the byproducts that can be found through food.
Well, coming back to you, Amanda, just to change the focus, you said you have some programs for the elderly.
Yes.
In your area. What are you doing for the elderly in your area?
I
think I heard you saying you have a weekly program or something.
Yeah, it's arts
tell us
and
about
crafts.
it.
So that's arts and crafts.
Right.
So they made handbags. They get taught to make handbags. In fact, there's a program that we have already planned. We're just waiting for the fabric to come to South Africa, because it's a special made fabric.
Okay.
And that's how we are trying to
so they
gain
make
funds.
It and then you sell it.
We this fabric for the seniors, they were taught to make handbags, and then that was sold. And then they make other small things like wood, glass, and things like that. They get taught like those things. But there's also a program that I am going to head, which is, we're calling it the sewing project.
Okay.
So an organization in Italy has created a fabric for Women of Vision.
Okay.
So they are and a designer in Italy has designed a specific bag.
Okay.
That bag, I'm going to be heading that project. So I will make that bag, and then we'll get two novice ladies. I will train, because I do sewing.
To teach them to make the bags.
So that they can make, and empower them, so that they can then go out and take care of themselves, like they can do alteration or whatever they choose to do. And then we get the next two. So it will be an ongoing project.
So where this is taking place, where all these activities, you have a center, you have a Woman of Vision, do you have I see there it's called, what's it, Dorcas.
Dorcas is where the daycare center is,
Yeah.
where the children come. And next to it, there is Westbury Hall.
You're doing it at the community hall.
Yes, the seniors is at the community hall.
So you use the local community hall.
Yes.
Okay.
If I may quickly add to this, because you inspired me, Amanda, there's another project that Sorrel and myself, the chairperson of Women of Vision, are starting to initiate through arts and crafts. But we've just done a full year's training through Lafika Le Pordisa, community art counseling, where the principal tool is using art therapy to rehabilitate and facilitate the release of trauma. And as we know, we have a lot of trauma in dense communities in Westbury. So we're looking forward to the future where we bring in not only the social skills and employment, but making sure that the cycle of poverty ends through the culture of arts and release and projects that filter through from there in creativity.
Well, you know, we are reached the end. While we are rounding up, see the contact details of Women of Vision. You'll see it on your screen there, and after that, you'll see the contact details of MRUC. Contact us or contact them directly, and let's keep this momentum. Let's bring other people in who are doing the work. Many religions, many NPOs, many individuals uplifting communities. And then we can make South Africa a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Till we meet next week again, you know, all the best. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of God be on all of us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
طويل الشوق يبقى في اغترابي فقير في الحياة من الصحاب فقير في الحياة من الصحاب ومن يأمنك يا دنيا الدوام